In the United States, there is a growing population of English language learners, otherwise known as ELL students. This accounts for roughly 10% of the nation's students, or about 4.85 million students. 70% of these students speak Spanish, but overall more than 150 languages are spoken. A large majority of ELL students are in kindergarten, ranging up to the 5th grade, and 85% of these young students are American citizens. Meanwhile, in the older student population, meaning those students from the 6th to the 12th grades, 62% are American citizens. A much larger portion of these students reside in more urban cities as opposed to rural cities. We first sat down with Rosemary Lazum, a junior psychology student at Loras College.
I came here when I was 14 years old.
And how was your experience of school, of being new in the country?
At first, when I came here, I don't know like nothing. I felt like I know nothing, and like feel like a totally stranger to coming here, because like I could not really speak like English, and the food and all the different kinds of like living system. And yeah, sometimes so in high school, like I went to Catholic high school, and people were like talking very quickly, so I sometimes felt like I'm feeling about, because like they don't understand at first when I talk with them. Hi, and how are you? I would like greet them, but so I took like 3 years or ESL class in high school, and they were pretty well because the teacher was super nice. We might use the program on iPad like 30 minutes of the class, and then half of the 30 minutes she will like just like write on a paper and test us like how can we like how we are, the grammar and stuff. Yeah, she would. So I would say the difficult part will be the speaking, because the pronunciation is very different. Like in my language and English is kind of so different. So I have to speak very slowly. I know because a lot of people say that sometimes I speak really fast. Mm-hmm. So I have to slow down and take my time, and sometimes the words kind of I know English is kind of like complicated sometimes because some of the words can be like has a same meaning but a different word, so I have to learn. Sometimes it's kind of confusing for me too. Frustrated? Yeah, a lot. But I'm patient, so I speak it again and over again until they can understand me. Yeah. So I would say like the birthday, like I'm not pronunciation right. I know, because they would say like party. Oh, I'm not saying party. Birthday, is it birthday?
Party?
No.
Birthday.
Yeah, birthday. BIRTH.
Birthday.
Yeah, you might say party.
Party.
Yeah, I know. No, that's a word that I cannot even like pronounce right. Yeah, that's what people say that too. If someone try to be nice, you should not be like mean to her. She's small and she's like. I would say like always learn something new, which is important. Instead of like studying in your own language and be like, I'm not going to say anything to you. Also try to get out of your comfort zone.
Out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's important, I think.
Yeah.
And then be friend with everyone around the world and make a better place.
Sophomore Milena Martin had similar experiences and sat with us to share them.
My adopted mom is from Puerto Rico, and then my dad's from here, from Milwaukee, Madison, Wisconsin. And then I live with my 3 sisters, which are my biological sisters. Well, at the beginning, when I was learning, that's when people mostly didn't understand what I was saying. Well, not mostly, like all the time didn't understand what I was saying. And it was kind of stressful because like I could never get my point across. And like, it's mostly people not understanding certain words that I say, not like a sentence, but just like certain words.
Most experts agree that it takes 5 to 7 years to acquire an academic level of English, the level needed to succeed academically and professionally. Students may acquire social language much more rapidly. However, there is frequently a gap between social and academic English.
In total, for me to like speak it, understand it, write it, it took me like 3 to 4 years. So it wasn't bad at all. Like that summer, like I said, it was all about meeting people and not really worrying about the English. But my mom is bilingual, so she taught me like the main basic English. And then I went to school in 7th grade. I went to 7th grade, and then oh, I hated this. I had this woman, like she was a translator. She would go to every single class with me, and she would sit by my side, and she would like, I don't know, like, obviously I could not understand anything about like what the teacher was saying, what kids were saying. It was just and so like this lady was like translating to me what's going on, but like obviously you can't translate every single word, every single thing that everyone is saying. So pretty much 7th and 8th grade was like, it was pretty much a waste of time for me in school, because like I didn't really learn much.
You may think family is the first institution from which kids learn. However, language is the one that kids have contact with first. In fact, infants can't know what a family is until they have acquired some form of language.
So a language, like you learn it in different stages. So I came here to United States when I was 13, and like I said, I came during the summer. So I don't know, at first it was a lot of crying. It was just so frustrating, and like one side of my family doesn't speak Spanish and the other one does. So like when I was with like meeting my non-Spanish speaker family side, like we couldn't communicate, and like it was just like, it was frustrating. So like it was hard, and so like it was just not good.
In a study done by Andrea Ash, Mabel Rice, and Sean Redmond, 67 mothers and their children were questioned about their social behavior based on their native speaking context. 34 of these families were ELLs and 37 were native English speakers. The results showed that most children displayed shy behavior when in an English-speaking context.
Frustration. It was really frustrating. Well, I got here when I was like during the summer, and then so that summer it was all about like not even the language. It was just about like getting used to the like atmosphere, like people, food, everything but the language, because I could just not, it was too much to like just take it. And my mom speaks Spanish, so like it was easier for me, because like she could like translate everything, and like I could communicate with her and my sisters. It was easier, but the language wasn't my first like thing to worry about when I got here, because I had like so much more to worry about. So yeah, so I was super shy and super quiet, and my sister was the opposite. She was so it has to do with personality too, but like she was super like outgoing. She learned the language in 3 years super well. That's just because she was not afraid to like speak it. She was always like making mistakes, and she would not care whatsoever what people thought like of her. And then so she learned the language way faster than I did. And me, I would get so frustrated that I would like give up. I would be like, oh, like I'm never gonna learn English, like what is that? It sounds like blah, 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 like that's not even a language, blah blah blah. And so like I was kind of negative learning it, and then I would like cry instead of trying to actually learn it. And so like just don't be afraid to like make mistakes, because that's how you're gonna learn it.
In our ever-growing world, it is important to recognize those around us that have come from different backgrounds. ELL students will not soon go away and may provide monolingual students an important insight into a world that they may not have otherwise experienced.